Hi guys. So somebody asked me the other day why I make these videos, and actually I'm glad because um, I don't usually get feedback from the people who watch my videos, but fortunately I managed to get 4 subscribers, which I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful because I've been making these videos randomly and put them online, um, not expecting someone to click them or someone to actually watch those videos, because although I have some value in it, those videos do have some values, but they're poorly done. Like, they're not good videos at all. So for those 4 people, thank you so much. Thank you so much for Speedy to encourage me to make another video. But today I want to actually answer that question, why I make these transformation videos. If you have gone around my account, you'll see that there is a video about changing your life in 60 days, which I did not complete that series. Or there is another one about changing your life in 180 days. There is also a video about losing weight in 30 days. Why do I make these videos? What prompts me to make these videos? So this is the video that is going to answer that. Now, before I tell you my actual situation in life right now, I want to just tell you that I've seen good days and bad days. Although for the past decade it's mostly bad days and me going lower and lower and to levels that I didn't think that I would go to. But let me tell you about my good days. Okay, so my best year, the best year of my life was in 2010, which is about 14 years ago. December of that year, I received, no, not December, sorry, January of that year, or December of 2009, but January of that year, I received a letter from this one of the prestigious US schools that I got a scholarship during early decision. For those who don't know what early decision is, there is that back in the day, I'm not sure about now, there were windows for applying to colleges. So if you apply early, you have to lock in an early decision, and you're not given a chance to apply to other schools. So for me, it was okay. I really liked it. I liked the school. I got a full scholarship worth $50,000 a year for 4 years. So, like the title of the videos, so I got about 200,000, more than 200,000, because they paid for other stuffs that were not involved in the scholarship. So that year was, as I said, was the best year of my life. I cannot explain how joyful my family was, my mom and my parents and my brothers. Little did I know that going to the States would be my worst decision of my life. So, just to recap back, my name is Maximilian. I come from Dar es Salaam, which is in Tanzania, East Africa. And back in 2010, I received a full scholarship for a 4-year degree to Grinnell College, one of my favorite schools. I liked it. But my time in Grinnell was not very successful. And looking back, I feel so sad and sometimes ashamed. Mostly ashamed, not sometimes. Mostly ashamed, because it was a golden opportunity to the best life I would ever imagined. So, what really happened? Up to now, I've not talked to anybody the way I'm talking to you guys right now, because nobody really asked so much in my family. They kind of wondered, but nobody asked. It's like the guy has dropped out from college. Um, just leave him alone. He probably doesn't want any more questions. But what really happened was life completely changed for me. You know, back in Tanzania, my mom and my parents were like the beacon. They were like the guys protecting me. You know, protecting me from life, directing me my every move. Okay, so I think part of my success, like 90% of my success, was because of them, was not because of me. I was really a brilliant person, a brilliant kid, but I was a terrible student. By a terrible student, I mean I wasn't the student that would go an extra mile to do something. Um, I was brilliant in a way that I understood everything that was taught, like in the first go. But I wasn't the student that would go back and reread the books, uh, have a study plan, do things before the deadlines. So I was a terrible student. Now, I kind of wondered uh, why I wasn't perform as much as I used to, because, as I told you, I was a wonderful kid. Like I was a brilliant. I had so much potential. All my years of study, the U.S. scholarship wasn't even the first one. I got another scholarship for high school, which was about $50,000 for IB in one of the best schools in Africa. So that wasn't the first one. Definitely, that wasn't the first one. But I kind of wondered why my grades were getting low, and my teachers also were wondering why is this guy failing. Okay, so they got me counselors to try help me, and then they went as far as getting me doctors because they figured out that I was not smoking, I was not drinking, I was not physically ill. Okay, so what else? What's the reason that this guy does not perform? Like, did they make a mistake? Now, what the doctors found out after many diagnoses was that I had ADHD, like severe form of ADHD. Like I could not concentrate. I could not. For those who don't know what ADHD um, is a form of attention disorder that, for some people, they can't concentrate for things that we could concentrate on other things like movies and and Netflix, but not on executive functions like my own responsibilities, uh, taking care of myself. Yeah, so that was my problem, and so the doctors diagnosed me with that, and the school had to call me and tell me about that, and had to put me on some sort of probation or some time to see how my medication would help. If the medication would not help, then I would be sent back home for treatment, and then later I would be given a chance to go back to the US for studies. So unfortunately, uh, nothing helped. The doctors there did not help. The medicine that I took, that they were prescribing me, they did not help. And when I came back, the medicine also did not work. But ADHD is very, I wouldn't say funny, but it's very disturbing in a way that I personally feel fine. I feel fine. Like I'm good. I'm good. I'm not physically ill. And the day I came back home to my mom and I told my mom that I was sick, she could not understand. Like, this guy is sick? You eat, You sleep on time and wake up on time. You eat. There is no loss of appetite and everything. Why is this guy sick? You know, they could not understand. So, in Africa we have these beliefs that witchcraft and everything. So everybody in my family was convinced that this guy is bewitched. So this guy went to the US. Maybe there are some people who didn't like that and everything. But no, my mom was not. Um, my mom didn't think I was bewitched. She generally thought I was sick, but she could not help me. Now, it comes to a point where we had to trace back. When did I get that problem? Like, did I get that problem when I went to the US, or when I went to high school, or when exactly did I lose my mind? I would say, when did I lose it? So my parents set me down, especially my mom. She set me down and told me that she always knew that there was something wrong with me. And I felt so sad, so sad. My mom told me that she knew that I had so much potential and I was amazing. But also, at the back of her head, she knew that this guy needs so much help, so much handling or direction, I would say. So she was always praying for me to get somebody to lead me, or whether to get good friends, or to get a teacher to help me in ways that the teacher doesn't help other students. But yeah, so my mom actually kind of reminded me of some of the events or some of the situations that happened earlier in my life. Like since kindergarten, my mom knew that this guy is not very good. His mind is like, I would forget easily. Seriously, I would forget easily. I would forget. I would be holding keys, for example, in my hand, and also ask for the keys. Like I would be looking for keys which I already maybe have in my pockets. I was so forgetful. I didn't care about studies at all. And the thing is, my attention disorder was not only about the school only. No, every sphere of life, even if I'm giving any simple task, if there is nobody there to supervise me, I wouldn't do it. No, and it's not because I refused. No, because from kindergarten, you can imagine, from kindergarten. So, looking back, I remember the times that my mom used to copy notes for me, like every week. Like in the maybe a Friday, whenever I go home, I lose my textbooks or my notebooks, and my mom had to go to my friends and make sure I copy my notes. So every weekend I was a guy copying notes, so that I'll be able to keep up with my friends. So whenever I lost like big notebooks, my mom would copy herself, the notes from other people, and reminded me not to lose the notes, but I always lost them. I remember a time where I broke a finger playing. I used to go to school, but I didn't go to school. I mean, like, my mom would drop me off at school. But whenever I go to school, whenever I go to my classroom and I feel bored, maybe a teacher was not there, like government schools, sometimes it's like that. So when a teacher is not there or is late, you have to study yourself, waiting for another teacher maybe. So I always went outside to play with other stupid boys outside, and it multiple times my mom found out that I was not going to school, although she dropped me at the gate of school every day herself. But uh, in the report, uh, I was absent a lot of times, a lot of times. But the thing is, I managed to pass the classes, and I even became number one, number two, number three in my time in from kindergarten to secondary school, because we have primary school, kindergarten, primary school. In my country, we have uh, kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, high school, which I received a scholarship because I performed well in my secondary school. And then I got another scholarship to the US. So, coming to look back at how I used to study, I feel like, and I know for a fact, it wasn't me studying, it was my mom studying with me. And immediately when I went to the States, I found out that I didn't have somebody to push me, you know? And back in the days also, I really loved my mom, and I still love her. I love my mom so much, and I did not want to disappoint her. So one of the reasons I think that I performed really well was the smile that I saw on my mom. Like, she was really happy with me performing really good in school. So, but I didn't feel it. I was like, I can be number one at any time in school, anytime I wanted. So I knew that whenever I wanted to be number one in school, I could do it. And I didn't feel any joy of being number one. So I knew that my mom would be okay within top five. So I tried to be top five. So whenever I see my mom angry, maybe I'm above top five, then the next time I become in top three or top two. So that was my life. That was my life. Okay. The other reason that I think that I lost it, I lost this scholarship, was because I lost my faith. My mom is a Christian, a believing Christian, a practicing Christian, and I was her firstborn son. Okay, and she made it her duty to make sure that I follow her faith very well. And most of the time I did. Before I went to college, I did. And I was a guy who would pray like every day to God. And I felt proud in it. Like, yeah, I felt proud in praying to God. But when I went to the States, I thought one of the easy subjects for me would be a Bible school. Sorry, a Bible class. Okay, so one of the classes that I took, I wanted an easy class that I don't think I would study for Bible, because I knew back then I knew the Bible like more than anybody in my class. So I decided to take a Bible class in college. That was one of the worst decisions that I did in my life, because that was not the normal Bible school that I expected. That Bible class was about analyzing the Bible to find its errors. It was not geared to help me grow in my faith. No, it was geared in finding errors of the Bible. Like, here There is this error here, there's this error. Okay, so in this gospel, Jesus said this, but in another gospel, Jesus said something else, or used another words to say it. So which is which? So by then, I was not matured enough to know. Right now, I think my faith is okay and I'm good with God. But then I came to realize, okay, all of this is wrong. My Bible was wrong. Like everything I believed in was wrong. And that kind of took my whole because I had faith in myself, faith in my mom, and faith in God. So taking faith in God away from me, it was taking it was actually breaking all my foundations. Because even going to America, for me, I thought it was God's gift for me. And now you're telling me that God is not there and the Bible is not true. Then why was I there? Out of all Africans who have been there, or who applied for the early decision, there were more than 20,000 students who applied, and I got in. I knew for a fact I wasn't the best student. So I thought, this is a gift from God for me and for the effort of my mom. And now that Bible school did a lot more to discourage the idea of God in my head, and it actually succeeded. So I stopped praying in a way because I didn't have faith in God anymore, and I was not ashamed of not having faith. Yeah, so that played a huge role. Removing God from my life actually stopped everything, stopped every benefit, stopped every gift that I had, because whenever I used to go to exams, I knew God would be with me. Whether I studied or not, I performed. But now I had no God in my life anymore, and I couldn't have God because I saw so many errors in the Bible, which I could not defend by myself. So they saw doubt in me, and I feel ashamed. So that's another reason why I lost my scholarship, why I couldn't keep up. Okay, so eventually, because they came to realize this guy is not good enough for the school, they sent me back home. I came home the first time to Tanzania, and the doctors did not see anything wrong with me. My family didn't see anything wrong. Even myself, I didn't see anything wrong. Like, I was okay. I could run. I could play football. I could do almost everything except studying. So what happened after I came back was very sad, because now I was really ashamed of my life, ashamed of my parents now, ashamed of my neighbors, because the neighbors thought maybe this guy is doing drugs. Why would he want to come back from the States without finishing the degree? So my response to that was hiding from people, hiding from my parents, hiding from my friends. Most of the times that I didn't prefer to stay home. I preferred to stay very far from my family. Now my mom and my dad would not be able to help me. They paid for different courses to study, but I could not complete because ADHD was still there, and I could not handle it anymore. And the other good thing is my parents were both teachers, so they could teach me from kindergarten to before college. In some way, they could help me. Now, with college degrees, it was difficult for them because they were not college teachers. So they could not help me. Now it has been over 14 years now, 14, 13 years since I received that scholarship, which became one of my worst decisions. It was a blessing, but really wasn't, because I also got another scholarship to a special school in Tanzania, which I did not go in order for me to go to America. Okay, so I kind of think that if I chose the school back home, maybe I would still be in touch with my father and mother, and also be in touch with God, and also be better off right now. I tried to go back to school but couldn't, and my life kind of went downwards from there. I was this brilliant person, but I didn't have anything to show up for it. I couldn't get any job, even a bank teller. I could not get any of those jobs, because everybody here in Africa wants a certificate for you to be given a job. And that was really hard for me because I could not be employed. So I had to do manual work, like farming and everything, driving. Only 2 years ago, I was driving Uber. So that's my story. And I don't know if I've answered that question of why I'm making these transformation videos, of which I'm still struggling to make those videos because I'm not attentive enough. Like, I cannot focus on my plan enough to finish it. That's a curse, man. That's a curse. I would have this wonderful idea to put into a YouTube video or a wonderful series, but suddenly in the middle of the in the middle of the series, I would stop doing it. And sadly, I would also not be able to hold down these minor jobs, these small jobs that I get. And also, it was difficult holding down relationships because nobody's like my mom, nobody's like my family that would put up with my nonsense. I would say nonsense. So it has been painful years to me. I'm trying to heal. The other thing that changed my life in the US was food. There was so much food that was all paid for in my scholarship. So I could eat almost anything. Yeah, I left Tanzania around 75 kilograms. I came back over 95 kilograms. Imagine 20 kilograms in only about a year or 2 years. Okay, because whenever I had stress, my way of removing that stress was not weed or drinking, was to eat. So I ate a lot of food. A lot of junk food, as you know, food in America is. So since then, I came home without a degree. I came home overweight. My body was destroyed because I've been trying to lose weight since then. Right now, I weigh about 120 kilograms. Imagine, okay? My healthy weight is about less than 80 kilograms. So I'm about 40 kilograms over my healthy weight. That's why I'm making these videos about water fasting, changing your life, because I really want to change my life. So if you're still here with me, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. And if there's anything else you want to know from my journey to the US, I would like to answer those questions. And if you're going through the same thing as what I'm going through, I would like to be in touch with you. Maybe we can share stories and encourage each other to move on, to move past our problems. Thank you so much again, and till next time, take care.